Welcome back to Bold of You to Say. In today's episode, we're going to go over recent events and give our hot takes on them. A lot's happened in the last week or two. Ellen's in hot water with her fans, Epic Games is in hot water with Apple and Google, and Ben Shapiro is in hot water with everyone. As always, there will be timestamps in the description so you can skip to whatever topic you'd like. I'd also like to take this opportunity to announce that I've made a TikTok account. I'm posting funny stuff there, so check it out, link in description. Now, if there are no further questions, let's get started with the show. So, Jared, have you heard, first of all, have you heard that they're making a live-action Avatar series?
Yes.
So I saw in the news that the original creators of the show, they were involved, but now they've walked away from it. And honestly, I think I don't get why they're trying to make a live action version of the show when there's already a really great animated version of the show, you know?
Yeah, it seems like if anything, the show should have the natural progression is like live action show to animated show, you know?
Yeah.
If anything, but I don't really see the point in remaking it.
Yeah,
Money.
See, I don't know. I think it would have been more worthwhile for them to make like a really good Avatar RPG instead of a live action show.
They've had Avatar video games before, and they were good. Like, I had a few of them, like Burning Earth and shit. But like, they just, you know, he just never kept going with them. Like, they made like games for I think the first 3 seasons or 2.
Yeah, see, that sounds like it would be really good. Like, I don't know. When I watch the show, I just feel like it feels like it would translate really well to like an action RPG, you know?
Yeah, like Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, I just think that's more worthwhile. Like, it's a better investment for them than a live action TV show. And
Yeah,
honestly,
but
like, I think no matter what they do with it, it will not live up to the hype.
Yeah, also I think
oh
that
god, no.
the live action series will get people to watch maybe like the first few episodes, and then they'll be like, oh, so it's the same as what I've already watched in an animated version, and I'm not gonna watch anymore now.
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
Like, what's the point?
like they're just retreading old material. Now, if they translated it to a video game, it would be a different story because you're not just watching the same thing again. You're actually like, experiencing it. Yeah.
You know, the game I had for the original Xbox, trying to remember the name of it, but it actually had its own like original story that it had going for it and shit. Like, it was their characters that weren't in the show and stuff. I'm trying to remember, but I think it did have like a level up progression system or some shit like that. I remember people kept unlocking new abilities. I can't remember if it's because of like it was just that point in the show, not in the show, in the game where it's like, oh, you need this now, so here you go. Or if it was like you actually like had to unlock them.
Yeah, I feel like you could make, if you wanted to make a Avatar video game, you could just do basically like a reskin of Jedi Fallen Order. Just, replace like the lightsaber and like force abilities with, bending different elements.
And a stick.
Have a similar like skill tree and everything.
There's another one I had though for the Game Boy, and it was really fucking good. It was based on I think season 2 Burning Earth, but it was really fucking faithful to the series and shit. And like, I don't know, you don't really see that in most of these like video game adaptations. especially a fucking Game Boy one.
Yeah. No, I heard
But
that
like it was a.
I heard someone's making like there's a fan making their own Avatar game. I think in PlayStation Dreams.
No, that would probably be interesting.
Yeah, there's like some early gameplay of it. It's like really basic at this point, but there's it shows some promise, and it's from someone that's never developed a video game before, but like it looks pretty good for a prototype, under those circumstances.
Yeah. And I see what they should do is they should get the guy that made the Wallace and Gromit Dreams RPG, and they should get him to help out. No, I'm serious, because that guy, he made like an entire like feature-length fucking game out of some stupid meme shit, and it worked. Like it had like mechanics and everything. It's like, who has the time to work this hard on something this stupid?
And that's on PlayStation Dreams?
I believe so. That's the one where people just make their own games and shit and upload them, correct?
I think so. I haven't really used it, but I'm going to if there's a Wallace and Gromit RPG.
It's not just Wallace and Gromit. Shrek's in there, and so is Wario.
God.
I think at one point he fights SpongeBob. Oops.
When are we gonna get Wallace and Gromit in Smash?
Gromit is a cis trophy. Gromit, we have to get more cheese.
Jared, I'm sure you've seen a lot of this. The Justice League Snyder Cut has been in the news a lot.
Yeah.
They're actually releasing it.
I mean, that's an amazing thing, but at the same time, though, like, I've seen the designs they have for the main bad guy with Steppenwolf and shit, and it's like, all they did was make him look worse. He's still just a big, gray, spiky guy. He's just more spiky and gray.
See, I don't get why the villain for Justice League is 70s stoner band Steppenwolf.
I mean, that's another thing, too. It's like, they're just trying to ride on the coattails of Endgame. That's why they're doing it. That's why when it came out, I mean, not Endgame, but Infinity War. Because when it came out, they were like, oh, we have to try and beat Infinity War in the box office. What are we going to do? Let's not use any big guys. Like, here's this character that looks vaguely like Thanos. He has a cube, so we'll say they need to find that. And we'll get the whole team together.
Yeah. There was this article that I saw a while ago. It was pretty funny. Someone asked one of the Russo brothers, like, so are we going to get like a Russo cut of like Infinity War or Endgame? And he was like, yeah, all of our movies are already the Russo cut, so no.
Get wrecked.
I love that subtle shade. No, it's true though. Like, Marvel has their shit together. Like, they know what they're doing.
They don't need to re-release movies because they have 7 different directors making one.
Yeah. Yeah, instead of replacing their director with Joss Whedon, they just get Joss Whedon from the start.
Yeah.
Did you hear about all of the on-set drama with Joss Whedon?
Not all of it. I know that there was a lot of like animosity between him and the crew and shit.
Yeah, apparently he was like an asshole on set.
Yeah.
And he was like apparently like really creepy around like women and stuff.
Yikes.
Like Gal Gadot, Gal Gadot,
Gal Gadot.
however you pronounce her name.
Go Power Bot.
Yeah. She like I guess had some complaints about him, which looking back, not too surprising because like one of the complaints is like there was a scene that she didn't want to do where the Flash like falls face first into her cleavage, and she like didn't want to do that, but he filmed it anyway with like a body double, and he just told her like, yeah, make like a surprised face, and she was like, okay. And then like when the movie was all cut together, she was like, hey, I didn't want to do that scene. But the weird thing is like there's an identical scene in Avengers Age of Ultron where Bruce Banner falls into Black Widow's cleavage face first.
Again, DC stealing things from Marvel.
No, creepy guys in Hollywood are so bad at hiding their creepiness. They really gotta get better at it.
That fucking gag where the guy like falls into some girl's like boobs is like every fucking where. I see it in like kids cartoons too.
In kids cartoons?
Yeah. I've seen it before in like older ones and shit. It's weird.
I mean, maybe in like 80s teen comedies, but like
I'm talking
the time
about
for that
like
is past.
2000s like Cartoon Network shows. I can't remember it. There's like the not anime, but they're trying to be anime shows.
Like Teen Titans?
Yeah, except not Teen Titans. I forget what they're called. A lot of them had like that weird like computer CGI look to them.
Yeah,
but I've seen them do that before.
Looking back on it,
and it's just like
looking back on it, I was really weirded out by that scene in Teen Titans. You know, the one where Robin eats out Starfire. Like, looking back on it.
What the fuck? That did not happen.
No, I remember it.
No, I saw it.
Because Slade's like watching in the corner.
I saw it on that.
He's like, "I'll get you, Titans."
I saw it on that that YouTube ripoff site. You know, RedTube.
I just want to say though,
RedTube is a porn
Teen
site.
Titan. Thank you, Alex.
I didn't know if.
But while we're on, while Teen Titans is on the table, I do want to say one thing. Fucking Slade, Deathstroke, is like the most useless character in that show. He's the bad guy, but what does he do? He's like Lord Zed from the Power Rangers, where he's menacing. Just there. Yeah, but like, I don't know. I feel like after the 100th time you've sent someone to kill these kids with attitude and they like decimate them, maybe like get a gun.
He's menacing.
Go there yourself.
He's so menacing.
All I'm saying is, for a character that's menacing, why does he rely so heavily on these like really like just terrible allies?
Jared, he's menacing.
I know he's menacing, but he's also stupid.
You just don't get
it's
it.
Like, give me 5 good men and one gun, and I'll probably take out the Teen Titans.
I want to see that. I want to see Jared take out the Teen Titans.
I will just... It's easy. I'll just sit, like, across the river from their tower that has only windows on one side, and then I'll just pick them off one by one.
I mean, in a way, we have seen Jared take on the Teen Titans, because, like, who's the one British villain that they have with the sideburns?
Fuck, I remember talking about him the other day. He was, like, the greatest bad guy ever, because he weaponizes being British. He's, Fuck! What's his name? It's like, Mad Chap or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
It's just like a stupid name that's like... I think it's Mad Chap. Hold on, let me look up... Where's Google?
Where's Google?
Let me Google him.
Mad Mod.
I summon
Mad
you,
Mod.
Google.
Never mind. Alex got it. Yeah, no, Mad Mod. There's a whole episode where, like, he takes over New York and turns it into London too.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
Like, there's a whole musical about being British, and it's like, I don't understand.
I will found this new land. I will call it New England.
Essentially.
So, anyway, back to the Snyder Cut.
Oh, yes.
So the way that they're releasing it, it's going to be exclusively on HBO Max. And I think it'll be kind of like the Snyder Cut will be for HBO Max, but the Mandalorian was for Disney Plus. And that it'll like get a lot of new subscribers for HBO Max, but then like after they watch it, a lot of people are just gonna like cancel their subscription or their free trial.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
But like where Disney Plus had a lower cost and a lot more stuff, you know, a lot more justification to keep your subscription. I don't think HBO Max has that going for them, because they do have, HBO does have a lot of properties that, you know, you'd want to watch. Like it has like South Park now. They took South Park off of Hulu. Now it's on HBO Max. A lot of other stuff, but I don't think, at least for me, I don't think it's enough, you know, to justify spending $15 a month for HBO Max.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, there's no way I would. Even if there was like a few things that I really liked, that's more expensive than like a couple different subscription services combined that are even better than HBO Max.
Yeah, I mean, you can get, I think it's Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN for like, I think it's like $13 a month. That's three whole subscription services. You get everything on Hulu, so like a lot of Cartoon Network stuff. You know, if you have kids, or if you just like Cartoon Network shows like Adventure Time, regular show, that stuff. Like, you know, it's good regardless of like, you know, it being a kids show. And you get Disney Plus, the entire Disney catalog. You get not only Twitches, you get Twitches too. So, you know,
we watched Twitches last night.
I watched it and Hailey was on her phone.
I paid attention. It doesn't take a lot of attention to understand what's going on in that movie.
You missed a lot of visual gags.
Ow, fuck! Just hit myself in the foot.
Shit. There's a lot of movies that you'd be missing out on without Disney Plus.
What is that noise, Jared?
I'm sorry, I was closing my bag of chips. I'm sorry. Because now I'm going to eat this can of nuts.
Jared eats nuts, confirmed.
I only eat the macadamians. Everything else I throw away.
Just buy macadamia nuts then.
Yeah, that's too convoluted.
See, now if you don't subscribe to Disney Plus, you're missing out on such hits as Stepsister from Planet Weird from 2000, Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire from 2000, the Halloween Town quadrilogy, the movie Don't Look Under the Bed, the Scream Team, Phantom of the Megaplex, Can of Worms.
Wait, Phantom of the Megaplex?
Yep. Guess what year that movie's from? 2000.
2000.
Disney put out so many weird-ass movies in the year 2000.
Shit, do they have rights to Theodore Rex? That weird buddy cop sci-fi movie we saw?
Did Disney make Theodore Rex?
I thought they did.
No, they don't have it.
Damn it.
It's on. You can watch it on Vudu for free.
We need to do that one of these days.
Yeah.
Set up a stream and just watch that.
Yeah, that'd be fun. So you want to move on to the next talking point?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, Ellen has been in hot water recently. About time, honestly.
She's canceled.
She's canceled. She's hashtag canceled. So now people are, speculating as to who should, take over hosting her show. And a lot of people are saying like Eric Andre, a lot of other people. I say just let the show die. We don't need Ellen, the show, to continue on. We already have enough daytime talk shows.
Yeah, I don't really need Ellen in my life. If she just like went away and kept like giving random kids that are slightly entertaining money, like in her own just privately, I'm good with that. I don't need it broadcasted to me.
Yeah, but that doesn't feed her colossal ego.
Oh yeah. Jared, you were when we were talking about this earlier, you were giving some pretty good suggestions for people that should take over her show.
I had a few. I was thinking like freaking like. Give me a second. Something stuck in my throat. Here we go. No, I was thinking like Tim Curry or like Bruce Campbell,
Yeah.
Like just some. Like, freaking Tim Curry would probably be down for it, just because, like, he likes doing stuff. Like, yeah, he's wheelchair bound now, but I mean, that hasn't stopped him.
Tim Curry in his prime would be a great Ellen replacement.
I would watch that. I would watch that so hard.
But no, I was thinking though Bruce Campbell though, because like for the past like 10 years he's been begging networks to give him a game show or something, because he doesn't want to do any more movies or anything. He just wants to like be the host on a show. So fuck it. Let's call it the Bruce Show.
And Hailey or anyone listening who doesn't know who Bruce Campbell is, he was in the Spider-Man
He's
trilogy.
Ash from The Evil Dead. Fuck off.
He was the wrestling announcer in the first Spider-Man movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was in both of the sequels. I don't remember who he was in the second one, but in the third one he was in the second one he was the snooty theater usher. And then in the third one, he was the snooty waiter. The French waiter.
Snooty, French, they're the same thing.
I'm still all for Tim Curry taking over Ellen. Honestly, like, he has such a cult fan base. I feel like it would draw more viewers to the show.
Yeah. I wonder what he's been up to lately.
Probably just vibing.
He does voice acting work still, since he's wheelchair bound, so he can't like move around that much. So
yeah, I think he's in like a Cartoon Network show, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. A couple of them. He usually does the villains.
How do you do, I?
Yeah. I remember reading an interview. He said he likes to do villains because they're more interesting than the main character.
He was in Annie.
Like the original Annie?
Like the original Annie.
Who was he?
I don't know. He was in The Hunt for Red October with Jared, your hero, Sean Connery.
Yeah. Sean, it's okay to hit women, Connery.
He was in Garfield, A Tale of Two Kitties.
He was the other kitty.
He was
Actually,
also
I
in
know,
The
I
Little
don't know.
Mermaid. He was
He
in
has
the
also
Beauty and the
played
Beast
Satan a total
Christmas
of, like,
special.
He's also played Satan a total of, like, I think 5 times in his whole career. 5 or 7, I can't remember.
Is that including Rocky Horror?
No, that's including Rocky Horror. He's not Satan in Rocky Horror. He's just a sweet transvestite.
He's Frankenfurter.
He was he was in The Adventures of Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah, he was Dr. Finbar Calamitous.
Cool. He was in he was in Barbie and the Three Musketeers.
What?
He was in
I'm trying to remember who
Rugrats
he
in
was in
Paris,
that.
the movie. And
Yeah, he
more
was
recently,
the bad
he
guy.
is in Over the Garden Wall.
Who was he in that?
Let me look. Oh, Christopher Lloyd is in that show, along with John Cleese.
Yeah, Christopher Lloyd plays the woodsman.
Yeah. Tim Curry plays Auntie Whispers.
Shit, was that him? It's been so long since I've seen that. I need to watch it again. It's getting close to Halloween.
So yeah, in short, Tim Curry, please replace Ellen in every aspect.
Replace Ellen with Tim Curry or just let the show die. If it's not Tim Curry, let the show die.
If it's not Tim Curry or Bruce Campbell or one that I mentioned earlier, Bo Burnham, I think would be great.
Oh my God, yes.
If we got, because I think it would be funny if we got someone who's like not into or good at like talk shows at all to do it.
What about
if we
John
got,
Mulaney?
No, John Mulaney
No.
would be too good at it.
Too good at it?
I want someone who's just completely uncomfortable hosting a talk show, like Bill Burr, or
Yeah.
because he would just be like swearing at the audience the whole time. Like
You know what? Fuck
Ellen's audience still, but it's Bill Burr hosting, so there's just this clash the whole time.
I would love that.
No, even better. Ellen's audience, but it's fuck, I forgot his name. Idiot. What's his name? He just the P word guy.
Ben Shapiro.
Yeah, Ben Shapiro
Yes.
should host the Ellen show.
Yes, we'll have to talk
Wet-ass
about that
P-word.
next. No, I think it would be funny if it was Bo Burnham doing it, because like it would just be funny watching him up there, just not into it. But also everyone would be like, "Play us a song, Bo Burnham," and he's so postmodern. He'd be like, "I don't believe in music anymore." So, you brought up Ben Shapiro.
Squeaky Benjamin.
Squeaky Benjamin.
I think he'd make the perfect host for the Ellen show.
He already has his own show and it's awful.
He got syndication
I
at
know.
17 and he acts like he deserved it.
He's just sitting there. He's like, "Okay, so today we're going to talk about how the liberals are taking over all of our jobs."
Wet ass
Everyone's
P-word.
booing.
This is what the feminists fought for.
You just say this saying P word as he rocks back and forth uncontrollably, foaming from the mouth.
As if the video of him just reading the lyrics to Wet Ass Pussy wasn't bad enough. He had to go and say that if you have wet ass pussy, you have something medically wrong with you. Per what his wife told him.
Yeah, Ben Shapiro's. So, hold on. Let's establish.
We've learned
Let's establish
things
what
today.
what we're talking about. So, if you, the listener, the hypothetical listener, have not watched Ben Shapiro's reaction to Cardi B's new song WAP, I suggest you watch it, because it's just, no matter how much we describe it, it will not it won't be the same experience as you just watching it for yourself. It's so great. Ben Shapiro on his show read out the lyrics to Wet Ass Pussy, and just hearing Squeaky Benjamin's voice reading out certified free 7 days a week wet ass P word is just so, oh, what are you doing? What are you doing, Squeaky Benjamin?
I can tell you what he's not doing. His wife.
Something about him reading it and like saying wet ass P word feels more vulgar than Cardi B and what's her name rapping it.
I agree.
Like,
it just feels gross.
Like it flows when they say it. Like, yeah, fucking my wet ass pussy. You know, that it's like
Ben Shapiro comes in my wet ass P word.
And then I don't know, Ben Shapiro just makes it feel gross. Like wet ass P word. P word referring to female genitalia. I don't know, like Ben Shapiro saying P word has like the same uncomfortable energy as like when a doctor says the word penis. It's like, oh.
Yeah, that reminds me about the time. Never mind.
What, Jared? It reminds you of the time.
About it.
What?
I'm so curious.
I went to the hospital because I had a problem. I was
with your P word?
Blood. Yeah, with my P word.
Oh my god!
And like, the doctor was like I hadn't even talked to him for more than like a minute. He came in. He's like, "Okay, take off your pants." I was like, "What?" He's like, "I'm gonna give you a physical."
Are you okay now?
I'm okay. Part of me doesn't think that was the doctor, though, because then someone else came in.
You're gonna cut this out, right, Alex?
Jared, why were you peeing blood?
I don't know. They scanned me. They put me through a CAT scan and everything, and they're like, "So we don't know what's going on with you," and send me home.
I think it was demons.
So to this day, I don't know what happened.
I think you got demons in your blood.
They said that I may have had a kidney stone, and I just didn't feel it. But you know, a common thing with kidney stones is you not feeling them.
And then pissing blood.
Yeah.
My pee hole hurts now.
Your P word.
Just...
My P word.
See,
yeah, and also like,
if Ben Shapiro just said the word pussy, it wouldn't be a big deal. But like when he says P word, like, oh, I feel violated.
Ben Shapiro comes in, P word, P word, P word.
Like I just feel deeply violated when Ben Shapiro says P word. P word referring to female genitalia.
P word.
P word.
Wet ass P word.
So anyway, the point that I wanted to make is that we gotta stop pretending that Ben Shapiro is a smart person that makes valid points.
Yeah. And by we, he means Joe Rogan.
I mean, Joe Rogan needs to stop pretending that Ben Shapiro is a serious person.
Yeah, I have such mixed feelings about Joe Rogan. Like, he has the most, like, squirrel brain. That's the only way I can even describe it, because he, like, has, like, such an array of different people he speaks to, and he acts like it's the first time he's hearing anything whenever they talk, and then he immediately forgets it after he's done interviewing them.
Or, like, he'll remember something, like, up to the next day. So, like, he'll have, like, Kyle Kalinske on one day. And then the next day he'll have on some conservative, Candace Owens, Ben Shapiro, Steven Crowder, whoever. And whenever they bring up like a conservative talking point, he's like, well, hey, like maybe people should have health care. And like he does retain some information, but then it seems like it's just gone within a few days. But
Joe Rogan.
I think his number one strength and downside is that he like adapts to whoever he's around. It makes him really good at having conversations with people, but it also makes him really bad at like, you know, calling out bad faith actors and, you know, calling out people like Ben Shapiro that say just false things, you know, make caricatures of the left and, you know, say that like wet ass pussy, that wet ass P word, that's what the feminists fought for.
Or saying that systematic racism doesn't exist.
Yeah, or when he like goes on about how like gay people are like a terrible sin, and like he's friends with Dave Rubin, prominent gay man, conservative, and like he will say to his face,
that's an oxymoron.
He will say to his face like, yeah, I will not go to your wedding. I do not feel comfortable with your sexuality at all, and basically like, yeah, I'm better than you because you're gay and I'm not. But like, we're still friends, right? We're still friends.
I think most of those like anti-gay conservatives are that way because they are secretly homosexual. They just don't want to have the appearance of that because they come from such strong Christian families.
Yeah, Ben Shapiro does look
years.
like a pretty strong power bottom. He's a total twink.
Oh, yeah. What is it they call them? Otters?
I think so. I think he's an otter.
It's more like a rat.
He does have a very rat-like face. But yeah, like,
we need to exterminate Ben Shapiro.
He also like can't get his wife wet, and that's why she told him that wet ass pussy is a medical condition.
It's not normal, Ben. Don't worry.
Oh, imagine having to say that as a doctor.
His wife is a doctor.
She's a doctor. Imagine you being a doctor having to tell your husband that, no, honey, I'm not wet, but that means like you're doing a great job. Like it's supposed to feel like sandpaper.
Do they have any kids?
God,
I hope
Never
not.
mind.
Jesus. Ben Shapiro having
if they
children?
have kids, then it's like...
I'm pretty sure he thinks it's a sin to
ejaculate.
ejaculate.
Children. Yeah, no. If she ever has kids, it's not. He's not the father. There's no way. Ben Shapiro probably can't even last a second.
It says on Wikipedia he has 3 kids.
Oh no!
Yeah, none of them are his. If they got blood tests, I promise you they will probably all be like different people from around the area. Just whoever she could get her hands on.
You definitely would be able to tell if it was his kids because he has such a distinctly rat-like face.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna look at them, they're just normal kids. It's like, yep, someone else did it.
His sister has a YouTube channel and she looks just like him but with long hair.
Yeah,
Did she say the same things as him? Because it might just be him in a wig.
She's like...
You keep getting her videos recommended,
yeah,
right?
Her videos keep getting promoted by YouTube. Like, literally, like, they're, like, ads and stuff showing up as my recommended videos. And I'm like, I clearly don't want to watch her. She's, like, self-proclaimed conservative woman, and she does videos like what to do for your husband to please him and shit like that. And I'm just like,
make him a sandwich and just let him grill.
Man, the media is all like mass shootings, BLM, protests. Man, I just want to grill.
Oh.
But yeah, I don't know what would make YouTube think that I need some of that in my life based on my watch history.
YouTube is just the worst when it comes to that. The other day, I kept getting recommended fucking, like, weird anime shit.
Yeah, I get weird anime ads, too. I also get Trump ads.
Yeah, I get Trump ads, too.
I keep getting condom ads.
It's a sign.
I don't know why. I don't have sex.
You need some wet-ass P-word.
I can't buy that at the store.
Yeah, you can.
Maybe not at the store, but I mean around the block.
Coochie in a can. Oh.
We need to get you some wet-ass P-word, Jared.
If you can find someone, you can try, but I don't think it's gonna get far.
So, Hailey, I showed Jared the Ben Shapiro WAP edit.
Yeah.
He loved it. I'll have a couple of Ben Shapiro WAP edits linked in the description.
They're amazing.
It's too great not to watch. So, moving on to the next topic. TikTok has been in the news a lot lately. Not any of it good. There's a lot of allegations of like the Chinese government using the app to spy on people. The app is developed by a Chinese company. Every company in China is basically owned by the government. So, it would make sense. And now the U.S. government is trying to either ban TikTok in the United States or make Microsoft buy them out. And honestly, I think it's not really that big of a deal. TikTok spying on people. I mean,
yeah.
if you use Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, any social media, someone's going to be spying on you, whether it's, Mark the Zuckerberg or, the NSA. Someone is going to be spying on you no matter where you are. If you're having a phone call, you're going to be spied on. So why does it matter now that TikTok is spying on you? What, because it's a different government entity?
Yeah,
it's
if anything,
because China.
If anything, my main concern with TikTok is the content itself, because some of it I hear can be like pretty toxic material for young children.
Yeah, and there's like allegations of like child grooming on the site, and I think that's more important to deal with than government, like Chinese government spying.
Yeah. I don't know if this is just me, but maybe it being bought out by Microsoft would ensure that that type of thing is more regulated, but like...
That would just be a side effect.
Yeah, it's a side effect, but like they're still going to be spying on you. It's just not China doing it anymore.
It's just going to be Bill Gates this time.
Because that's better.
I would like to take this opportunity to promote my TikTok account that I have made due to peer pressure. I have 3 videos up right now. They're all bangers. Come check them out. Link in description.
The character he's forming is like a fake conservative, kind of.
Yeah, I guess I'm doing a Colbert Report kind of thing.
I need to see these.
They're
what
pretty
if,
good.
It gets... What if someone like actually thinks that's you? They're just like, oh hey.
I was kind of thinking the same thing watching them. I was like, what if people don't think this is a joke?
No, they're obvious enough, I think, that people aren't gonna like think it's real. I hope.
I don't know. A lot of the people I know that are hardcore Trump supporters would laugh their asses off at those TikTok videos thinking that you're being serious.
But I'm laughing at them.
They don't catch that because they're dumb.
Yeah, their idea of a joke is like, libtard.
Are you triggered?
Are you triggered?
Are you triggered?
Are you triggered?
Oh my god, you snowflake.
Hailey, are you triggered? Jared, are you triggered?
Yeah, I'm a gun now.
Are you triggered? Are you triggered? This is comedy. I'm so funny. Are you triggered?
Build a wall.
Oh my god, did I offend you? So, the next thing that I wanted to bring up is Fortnite has I don't know if you'd call it a controversy, but you know, they've been
It has beef with Apple.
they have beef with Apple and now Google. Hailey, I don't think you've heard of this yet.
No, I haven't.
So what happened was Fortnite obviously they make money through microtransactions in their app. In their in-game store, people buy V-Bucks, which they use to buy skins, and you know, they buy like the battle pass and stuff. And that's how Epic Games, the people that made Fortnite, that's how they make money off of the game.
And also their epic merch.
So when you
God damn it.
if you have Fortnite on your phone or your tablet, basically on like on an Apple or Android device, you buy you buy V-Bucks through either Google Play or the App Store. And when you do that with any app or game, Apple and Google take a 30% cut of your revenue. So Epic Games doesn't like that. So they're like, they started a new like ad campaign, I guess you could call it, hashtag free Fortnite. They made a whole like video intro to, so like when Fortnite updates, whenever there's new stuff in the game, there's a video that'll play when you launch the game. The most recent
It's
one,
not even when they update. There's always a fucking video.
there's always a fucking video. When the most recent one, I saw it a couple days ago. Jared saw it a couple days ago too, when he launched the game. There was a video. It was like a replication of an old Apple commercial from the 80s for like, I think it was like the original Mac or something. It was one of their Think Different videos. It basically opens with like an audience full of like sheeple, you know, watching a video of like submit to the party, man, like I'm your overlord, submit. And then the Fortnite character comes in, throws a pickaxe or whatever at the screen, and it's like, you're all free now, guys. And it's like hashtag free Fortnite. We fucking hate
hashtag
you, Apple.
Fuck Apple.
Hashtag fuck Apple. Hashtag fuck Google. And
Yeah, what makes them think they're any better than all the other apps on the Play Store or the App Store?
But yeah, it was either in response to that or before that, around the same time, Apple and Google took Fortnite off of their stores.
Like permanently?
So far, yeah. I think what they said was like they did something to violate the terms of service or something. I don't know, but yeah, now Fortnite is not available on your phone.
Smart move, Fortnite.
Oh, darn.
And I don't get that.
What do they gain from that? They're just losing profit.
Every platform takes some cut of your revenue. If you
It
buy
generates more
V-Bucks,
publicity.
I guess if you buy V-Bucks through your Xbox or through your PlayStation, those companies take a similar sized cut of your revenue. So what are they going to do? Take their game off of everything except for PC?
They're gonna build a Fortnite platform just for playing Fortnite.
The Epic platform is going to be a thing, and I'm worried about that.
Yeah, my opinion obviously is that Epic Games and Fortnite, they're really overreacting.
It's probably part of a broader plan, like Jared said, to start their own platform.
Maybe. I guess if they really wanted to at this point, they could start their own kind of app store, at least for Android. I know it would be damn near impossible for them to do that on iOS because of how closed it is. But I mean, on Android, you can download and install third-party apps like that don't come from Google Play. So who knows? Maybe that's what they have planned.
If not, then they're just being dumb.
Yeah, honestly, they also like discounted V-Bucks too. I think it was part of it.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
they
it was
also,
like, yeah, if you don't buy V-Bucks through Google Play or iTunes, like you can get like a discount on them.
Savage.
They had a permanent lowering of the V-Bucks amount, and also if you had bought anything within the previous month, they gave you a full refund
Dang,
in V-Bucks.
makes sense.
So
I've been getting really into Fortnite lately, actually.
Yeah.
I've been doing a lot of like solo matches. I think the highest that I've placed is like 8th.
I got first place once.
Yeah, we were all doing a team match together, and our team got first.
Yeah, I was part of that team.
I think it's the first time I've ever been first place too.
Honestly, me too. I remember it used to mean something when you got a victory royale in that game.
Victory Royale with cheese.
I remember when it was like really hard and like it was like impressive if you got first place, but like I'm not even that good at it and I still place fairly high, you know? So like the skill pool it's got to have like decreased, right?
I feel like the Fortnite players have just like they have like a younger audience now, and you're
it's
just
all,
playing
like,
against a bunch of
10-year-olds.
10-year-olds.
That's
I'm gonna smoke
possible.
some 10-year-olds.
Speaking of video games, Jared, you and I were talking about this earlier. There used to be, like 10 years ago, around that time, it used to be that when a new game would release, you would be able to download and play a demo of that game before you buy it. And the industry seems to have moved away from that. And I think we need to bring them back. Because, like, I remember when I was first getting into PC gaming, about, 5 years ago now, 4 or 5 years ago.
You're old.
I am old. Back in my day, I remember playing the Arkham City demo on my laptop before, I built an actual PC. I remember playing the Arkham City demo, and it was really fun, and it just made me more hyped to buy the full game. And I feel like a lot of developers are missing out on, that for their games now. They're missing out on people getting a taste of it and wanting to play the full thing.
Yeah, no, I believe that also.
I haven't seen any new games lately that have a playable demo.
The only times
Whack.
I've seen a game with a playable demo is usually like an indie game. It
Yeah.
seems like only indie developers care about that kind of stuff now.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think that is?
My guess is that they probably like figured it out marketing wise that it wasn't helping a significant amount. And I can't speak. It wasn't helping enough to where it was like worth it to make the demo.
That's true. It could also be that, and this is just me talking out of my ass, but it could be that, game design nowadays isn't as robust. So, if you show off the mechanics of a game, before, like, maybe pre-launch or, just as a demo, people are going to be like, well, that was fun. I guess I don't need to play the whole game now because the full game isn't as compelling as it used to be.
I believe that.
I mean, how many games have you played where, like, in the first 15 minutes, you get pretty much the whole game?
Lego Star Wars.
Yeah.
Also, you can't tell I'm playing Lego Star Wars right now.
Which one are you playing?
I had this. I forgot I even had it, but it's Lego Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
Oh, yeah.
It's what I've never played before. So
Is it Lego Star Wars 3?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I had that for the Wii. Not when it
Yeah,
came
I've
out,
never-
but like only a couple years ago I had it. I got it way after I was like growing out of that demographic, so I guess I didn't appreciate it as much, but I don't know. I feel like the Lego games have gone downhill since around that time.
tremendously.
Like compare, I don't know, even in the last couple years, going from like 2015 to 2017, I feel like the quality went down. Like compare Lego Marvel to Lego Marvel 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, it's such a downgrade. Like I played through Lego Marvel Superheroes for the Wii U when that came out. And it was a fun game. I liked it a lot. It had a full, rich open world. It was fun. There was a lot to do. The story was really fun. It felt really well produced. Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, on the other hand, feels like such a cash grab.
Yeah.
They like added a lot of stuff, I guess, but so much feels taken away. And it feels so much cheaper. It feels like a browser game at some points.
I mean, some Lego games are basically just browser games. There are games, though, that are, like, really good Lego games that they removed for some reason. Like, Lego Lord of the Rings was, like, a really good, high-production Lego game.
I have that
got,
on
like,
Steam. I got it when it was on sale a few years ago.
Don't ever delete it, because, like, it technically doesn't exist anymore. For some reason, New Line Cinema, like, sent a cease and desist or some shit to the Lego company. Now it just doesn't exist.
That's weird. I don't have it installed, but I'll see if it shows up in my library. It should show up in my library. Yeah. Okay, I have Lego The Hobbit. Is that one good?
I don't know. I haven't played it. All I know is the Lord of the Rings one, though, technically is no longer a real thing.
Huh, that's a shame.
It was removed from all digital sales.
One that I grew up with I grew up with Lego Star Wars, The Complete Saga, and Indiana Jones. Those two games were so much fun.
God, I grew up with not the complete saga, but the individual games. Lego Star Wars, and then
the first
Lego
two.
Star Wars, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
I always
understand
wanted
those.
to get the saga.
I was like, why do they have these two other games when the Complete Saga has like all of the content?
It's because those two came out first, and then they released the complete saga.
I didn't realize that when I was.
This was back when gaming was awesome.
No, I did actually end up getting the second one for PlayStation 2, and I realized, damn, I really kind of wasted my money on this, because like it's the same levels. They just copied and pasted the levels.
The only thing that they added was more customization for the custom characters.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all they did.
Although it did feel kind of cool
too,
playing it on PlayStation 2. Because like it does feel different going from Wii to like PlayStation or Xbox. It's like, ooh, I'm playing a real console now.
Yeah, no, I get you completely on that. I fucking have the complete saga on my Xbox now because me and Donovan were doing just some stupid shit with it. Because we were bored one day and we're like, hey, let's do this. Let's go.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe next time it's on sale, I might cave and buy it. I don't know. I might decide to relive my childhood.
You can give General Grievous Lego boobs in that game, so it's worth it.
Ooh, really? All right, so do you want to get into some more topics?
Yes. I want to talk about something I've noticed with fucking mods and shit.
Yeah.
Especially on Bethesda's platform, because you know how like Bethesda released for Fallout 4 and Skyrim mod support for consoles. You can do it through their service and everything.
Yeah, I remember when they put out mod support for my favorite console, computer. That was what year was that? Forever.
Okay. However, no, but
I like to give Jared a hard time about playing on console.
Oh, you can give me a hard time whenever you want.
Promise?
Bow chicka bow wow.
Maybe we can practice for your next physical.
Please don't.
So anyway, you were saying...
I don't know why he did that. No, so I'm like earlier this week, I was looking for mods and shit, because I'm trying to find good, like, armor mods for Skyrim and shit. And it's like, the first thing you see when you load up mod menu is, like, the most popular mods and, like, what Bethesda's making their featured mods. Like, this is the stuff that people want to see. And half of it's just porn.
Oh, geez. Yeah, you know, that is, for the most part, that's what the modding community is like.
Yeah, but, like...
I mean, have you seen Sean's Skyrim mods?
Oh, yeah, he's told me about them. Like, Bethesda has all these guidelines and shit.
I've seen them.
Why would you see them?
I was at his house, and he was like, hey, do you want to see the Skyrim mod? I can fuck the horse. And I was like, please don't. And then he showed me.
Sounds like something he'd do.
I wish the viewers could hear my facial expressions whenever they're talking.
Just say out loud what your face is doing.
Describe my face.
Shock and disgust.
Alex will be my personal emotions describer.
It's that emotion you're describing, Alex, is the name of the purple guy from the McNugget commercials. Best friend to Ronald McDonald, you know, Grimace.
Thanos?
No, why the fuck is he named Grimace? Why
I
is
don't
the
know.
mild-mannered simpleton named after the emotion that you feel after, like, seeing someone stub their toe and it's, like, really bad?
Pretty sure you're thinking of Thanos.
Wallace and Grimace.
That's horrible. Oh, can I not kill these guys with guns? The fuck is the point of having guns?
Stop
Jared,
playing.
what did I tell you about gaming during the podcast?
I'm sorry. But,
Aren't we past
No, it's like
strike 3 by now, Alex? Aren't we
Probably.
past strike 3 by now?
I think we're past strike 3.
Jared, you're kicked off. You're fired.
you can't fire me.
He's
I'm
right.
too
Good
heavy.
point.
But no, like, it's just weird, because, like, it's fucking... Bethesda goes on and on about how their system, their whole shit, has, like, all these, like, precautions and, like, safeguards to ensure that they don't have all this shit. It's like, I just downloaded an armor mod last night that, like, adds in new armor and shit into the game, and, like, half of it's just, like, lingerie. That wasn't advertised, but it was there. What the fuck? It's like, they're not even hiding it anymore. They're just like, it's in this mod. The very first thing you see, all of the bandits' clothes are technically not clothes now. And I'm just, like, losing my mind over this. It's like, how does a company that prides itself on its, like, all the shit it does, like, not notice all that?
Yeah, and I remember there was some controversy with Bethesda because they were like cracking down on the modding community, and they were saying like, yeah, if you want to download mods for this game, it has to be through our marketplace, and you have to use our currency. You can't just go to Nexus Mods and download anything you'd like and add it to the game. You have to go through our marketplace because we can regulate what is sold, and we can ensure the quality. And then look what happened.
That was the start of Creation Club, which is now turned into Bethesda's microtransaction site. Like, the start of that was like they were trying to make paid mods, and they've succeeded in it, but it's like not really mods. They're like tiny little shitty DLCs. Not all of them are bad, but it's like,
I mean, when you have the developer of the game selling mods, that's just DLC. You're buying just different settings.
It's just like my earlier point though is like, I just don't understand how a company as big as Bethesda could have such a lackluster, like, what's that called? When like management or whatever.
Like quality control?
Yeah, there we go. It's like, oh yeah, here at Bethesda, we don't want to see this kind of stuff on our platform. Has it anyways. And then they remove mods like the fucking, what was it? It was a house mod. And they removed it because the guy made an inappropriate joke on a piece of paper. It was like one of the big house mods they had for a while. Nah, that's too far. However, this mod that literally just has naked people in it, we'll let that slide. I just don't understand.
In short, fuck Bethesda. Bethesda ain't shit.
Bethesda's just really bad at, like, most of the stuff it does.
Fallout 76 felt like a total cash grab too.
Oh, it is. I have it. I was telling you how I got it because I wanted to go through this horrible wasteland. And it's not good. Like, it's not bad, but it's not good. It's just kind of there. It's like, it's kind of like, what would be a good example? Like, you know how, like, when you're making sausages, like homemade sausages, and, like, one of them bursts open and, like, all the stuff comes out, but, like, you don't have enough to, like, make extra, so you just say fuck it and leave it. And then someone gets that, and it's like a nothing sausage, but someone's gonna eat it anyways. That person's probably going to be you. And you're just like, oh, okay, I guess I get the shit sausage. And you're like, it's sausage and you like it, but like, you know it's not the best it could have been. That's what playing Fallout 76 is like.
That was very descriptive. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, Hailey, you had some topics that you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, definitely want to talk about women's clothing, which I already gave the lowdown on the guys, but if you're a male viewer and you don't know, women's clothing sizes aren't based on any sort of measurement whatsoever. It's just an arbitrary number, and it makes shopping for clothes really difficult, and I think it needs to change.
It's like the that slider in most games where it's like, move it until the logo is barely visible, but none of them describe what they mean when they say barely visible. It's always different.
Yeah.
It's like, this is a size 6. Okay.
6 what?
Yeah.
What are you 6 of?
So basically, it goes from 0 all the way up to, I don't know, for like morbidly obese people, it would probably be like in the 30s or 40s. But basically,
that's a weird number to stop at. I could get like 0 to 50 or like 0 to 100.
Well, I'm
like...
sure it goes higher for extreme cases, but most clothing stores, so like if you're buying name brand stuff, they'll go from like 0 to maybe 14 if you're lucky. And then like quote unquote plus sizes are size 14 to 14 and up, but like...
And didn't you say that the average woman in America is a size 16?
Yeah, the average size for a woman in America is a size 16, yet that's considered plus size. Also, fun fact, Marilyn Monroe was a size 16, so if that tells you anything.
What is she 16 of? That's what I don't get. What is the unit?
It's not a unit. I think that they definitely have like a vague idea of measurements that are associated with each size, but like it varies so drastically between brands and even between different styles in the same brand that it's like damn near impossible to go shopping for jeans or like any clothing, really.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of like a bunch of like business executives like, what size you think this broad is? About a 7.
That is not how bra sizing works.
No, I said broad, not bra.
Oh.
Because they're Brooklyn. You know.
Maybe
that's how you speak in New York. Like you're an Italian mobster. That's just kind of like
your live action Mario.
Yeah.
Maybe if we
don't forget to get circumcised, kids.
Maybe if we take an average woman, take her size, divide it by 16, maybe that's how we find the unit. If my math is correct.
So,
but there's one problem with that.
16 pieces.
There is one problem with that, though. Hailey, you were saying that you can be a size 0. How? My understanding of science is that any object with mass, if its size is 0, I'm pretty sure that qualifies it as a black hole.
There's also a size called 00, which is a size smaller than 0.
Isn't that infinity? I think you're referring to size infinity.
There's a number that's smaller than 0. It's called -1.
I'm sure certain brands call it -1, but pretty much across the board, it's called 00.
I'm pretty sure if you're that small, like if you're a size 0 or a size -1, that's gotta like mess with gravity, right?
No, I would say like a weight estimate for someone who's a size 0 would be between 90 and 120 pounds. So, that's not impossible for an adult woman,
Now, I'm assuming that these women, these 90 to 100 pound women, have some volume, as objects that take up space tend to have. How are they 0? How can you be size absence of object?
Yeah. Now that you're saying that, I'm starting to think that maybe they, like, at some point maybe switched to the current sizing system because, like, in the media and stuff, the smaller you are, the more attractive you are. So if you're a 0, then your ultimate attractiveness.
Whoa. You
zero,
are
you
the
just
singularity.
Don't have a waistline.
And it's weird because I think the US is the only country where women's sizing is the system that it is. Like, I know certain stores that are like European brands but are like they have stores in America. I've noticed that their sizing is actually based on like waist measurements and stuff, but for like most US brand stores, it's just whatever the fuck. I don't know what it's based off of. I have a general idea of it because I've been a woman my whole life, but it's kind of like shoes. Shoes don't really correlate to any sort of measurement. You just kind of know what size it is.
Yeah, it should be based on like some kind of measurement, right?
I mean, it should be, but again, it varies from brand to brand, so there's only like a vague idea, which could...
It would be so much easier if your shoe size was like, if your foot is 10 inches long, you get a size 10. If your foot is 11 inches or 9 inches or whatever, that's your size. Kind of like men's pants. Men's pants, the way that they're sized, their waist by length. So like if your waist is 36 inches and your inseam is 32 inches, you buy 36, 32 jeans.
Yeah, they should just do that, but for women's sizes.
Yeah.
But I think also it's harder for women's jeans especially to actually base it on measurements because most women's jeans are made out of like jegging material, not actual denim. So like the stretchiness is also something that you take into account because it could have like, let's say the waist of the jean is like 33 inches, but it's super stretchy, so it could probably expand up to like 8 inches.
Yeah, that's true. I don't. There's got to be some way to work around that.
Yeah.
Beyond just making the sizing chart incomprehensible, if that's the right word.
I mean, a lot of brands, since online shopping has taken off, they've released the like measurements for their sizing system. But
so the sizing system is based like, if you're a certain size, that's your measurement. So why don't they just rename the size to the measurement?
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess that's the point.
They'll have like a sizing chart on their clothing, and it'll say what the measurement is. But like a size 18 could have like, let's say it has like a 35-inch waist on a certain brand, and then you go to another brand's website and their sizing chart will say that it has a 30-inch waist. So it's just all over the place.
Yeah. Even like I've had this problem even as a man shopping for pants. I'm basically playing on easy mode I still run into times where I know my pant size, and if I pick out a pair of pants that are my size in a certain brand that I don't normally buy, I will try them on, and they're like really tight sometimes. So it's like, well, you lied. You know, like, it all depends on like what brand you're buying, what the material is made of, how much stretch there is.
Yeah,
I only
also,
wear the finest silks.
I think
Oh,
that
your sweatpants are made of silk?
this whole discussion sort of ties into like the fast fashion industry, because a majority of the fashion out there is made in sweatshops. So like the measurements are going to be off.
Yeah, honestly, they need to train these Chinese kids better.
So I think
my
it's
God.
just it's an even bigger motivator for companies and brands to stop like outsourcing their jobs and making workers make clothing in sweatshops, because I mean, I don't know. People are probably still going to buy their clothes for the cheapness, but like at some point people are going to get really fucking tired of not even knowing what size they are.
Yeah, I don't know. It's unfortunate that their motivation as a company is to just make as much money as possible, and they're going to do what will basically get people to buy their product. And it's just unfortunate that it's, this whole sizing issue isn't big enough of a problem for most people to get them to stop buying from these companies.
Yeah.
And that's just unfortunate.
Another thing with like the fast fashion industry, like I always see people on mostly Instagram, they'll be like, stop buying from these brands because they're fast fashion, or like
Literally don't buy any brand. They're all terrible.
Well, not only that, but like a lot
Just
of the
don't
brands,
buy clothes.
a lot of the brands that are sustainably like the workers are treated fairly and they're sustainably made, don't offer any sizing above like a 14. So anyone who's average
And it's
size,
probably more expensive, isn't it?
it's more expensive too. And anyone who's more than average, or who is average sized, has no opportunity to buy those clothes because they don't offer their size.
So that's just a whole other set of issues. You have the sizing issue where, like, if you're, an average sized adult woman or larger, your options are very limited. So you don't have any choice but to shop at these fast fashion companies. And even if you can fit into it, it's also an economic issue.
Yeah.
Where if you're lower class and you don't have a lot of, disposable income, you can't afford to go to these more ethical companies. It's just like, it's like the energy, the renewable energy movement, how like, it's not as bad as it was, but it used to be that you could only afford solar panels for your house, for example, if you had a lot of money. And it's a shame that one of the qualifiers for you helping the world or helping the environment, helping, make a better impact in the fashion industry, one of the qualifiers is that you have to have a lot of money.
Yeah, honestly, with that, like the qualification of having a lot of money, it just feels like it would damn near be impossible to make any sort of difference.
Yeah, because you can't get enough people to join your movement if there's that big of a barrier of entry.
I mean, there is like a slight motivation for companies to move towards that sort of model, just because a lot more people are like realizing the effects of climate change, but they're not doing enough to make it affordable and accessible.
And I just worry that there isn't enough of a financial incentive for them.
Yeah.
Because they're always going to do the bare minimum amount of like change you know, because they still want to keep things as efficient as possible for them.
And they can do the bare minimum amount of change and label their product as organic or whatever and make it seem like they're doing a good job.
And then that itself sets the movement back.
Yeah. It's a conundrum.
But yeah, that kind of segues into another topic that I wanted to talk about that I had in the show notes. So speaking of setting the movement back, so this is a bit of an old story, but a couple weeks ago, Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben, the companies that make those products, decided that they were going to change their mascots, because Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben, they have those brands, those mascots have kind of like racist origins, you know. So
they also got rid of the Land of the Lakes lady, I think, too.
Oh yeah,
I saw at the store there were like, it's actually weird because all of these products now are going on sale because they want to get rid of all the ones that have the logo on it so that they can start ushering in the ones without the new logo, or with the new logo. So
yeah. So now
I just find it kind of fitting that a bunch of white people made the decision to get rid of the Indian lady and keep the land.
yeah, corporations will really do the bare minimum. Like they will, or like even the government too, will do all of the like the fluffy like lip service, but they won't do anything that has real value. Like replacing Aunt Jemima, replacing Uncle Ben, replacing the Land O'Lakes girl, those things. Like
here's the thing, it's gonna get to me. Is it still called Uncle Ben's Rice?
I do not know. But those things, so I mean, of course, do it. Like, don't have a racist mascot. Aunt Jemima was originally like a caricature of like, you know, the mammy stereotype of a, you know, like a black woman that works for a white family as like a maid or whatever, and she's like, you know, happy to be subservient. You know, obviously update your logo, update your mascot, whatever. You know, you can do that, but don't act like you're a hero for doing it.
Yeah. And it just takes away from the actual movement for change.
Yeah, it's like no one asked for this.
Yeah. Plus it makes the left look really shitty.
Yeah, conservatives see that and they're like, well, this is what they wanted.
Also, I feel like there's not really a way to win.
This is what the feminists fought for.
Because either way, like, oh, you're taking off a logo that represents, like, for example, the Land O'Lakes lady. She's, like, a Native American or whatever. You're taking that away, so...
Yeah.
Like, you could argue that keeping it is a better option because it's at least giving them representation.
Yeah. If you're going to change your mascot, you got to keep it, like instead of making Aunt Jemima like a white woman, you know, keep her as a black woman, just, you know, without the racism.
Yeah.
You know, like, don't take away the representation if you're trying to be woke.
Also, I think we talked about this. Another company that's getting heat right now is Trader Joe's, because like all of their different like ethnic foods, they have like little like logo changes. Like for the Mexican food section, they have Trader Jose on the logo. For like, I don't know, I can't think of any other examples right now.
Like
but
Trader Ming's.
Yeah, Trader
Chinese
Ming
food.
for Chinese food. So like, they're getting heat for that, but taking it away is just taking away the credit from all those different ethnicities.
Yeah, it's Trader Jose and Trader Ming. Like, that's not offensive. That's Trader plus, you know, that culture's, that language's, equivalent of Joe.
Version of Joe.
Yeah.
Like one of the common names.
It's
Yeah.
like, in my mind, if anything, they should be getting heat for not doing that in the first place. But
Yeah.
it's like, the whole, like,
I mean, it would be one thing if it
war.
was like Trader Wanda.
Yeah, the whole culture war thing is just like such a lose-lose, because either way you're potentially doing something wrong. And it distracts from actual issues.
And then that is, to some people, what the left looks like.
Yeah, the country hicks go to the store and buy their Aunt Jemima and complain that they changed the logo app. Like, why'd they change the logo? It's been that way forever. Those dumb lefties, whatever. It's like, that's not what actual people on the left were fighting for.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind that they did it. I also don't like when people complain about it. But I also don't like when they act like they're heroes for it. It's like, make the logo less racist if you want to. Don't act like you're doing some amazing service for us. Just make sure it still tastes good. As long as it still tastes good, there should be no problem. So, keeping with the kind of political theme, I also had this in the show notes. Defund the police. There's been a lot of protests lately about police brutality. Obviously, the murder of George Floyd, which happened, I think, a couple months ago now. That was a tragedy.
In February, I think.
In February? Wow. So, anyway, that was a tragedy. Should never have happened. Honestly, it was the straw that broke the camel's back in terms of police brutality and, like, the backlash for it. And now the popular phrase in the protest now is defund the police, which, has a bit of controversy to it. But I mean, when you really listen to what they want, it's not unreasonable. The idea behind it is the police are spread too thin. They do too many things. They have to respond to calls about domestic disputes, about like homeless trespassing, mental health issues. They do wellness checks. Stuff that should be done by social workers is instead done by cops wielding guns. So they should have less responsibilities. They should be more focused in what their profession is.
More focused on like actual like crimes that are harming people.
Right, like violent crime should be responded to by the police, obviously. So, but that's only a small percentage of what they do. So if they are doing now a small percentage of what they were previously doing, it stands to reason that they would only need a small percentage of their funding. So that's where defund the police comes from. Defunding the police, taking money from their budget and putting it towards like social workers that would go to, calls about domestic disputes and, calls about mental health issues, because they're better trained for it than police officers. But anyway, the point that I wanted to make is that when you really get down to it, defund the police is really a conservative position.
Yeah.
It's a libertarian idea.
Yeah, small government people should be like all for this.
Exactly.
Yet you see very few, if any, libertarians or, small government conservatives out in the streets with the Black Lives Matter movement. And it's because a lot of people, and I'm not just saying Republicans, Democrats are like this too, are just simply not principled in what they claim they believe.
Today's episode of Bold of You to Say is brought to you by affordable watches that are still out of your price range. Are you looking to spend smartwatch money on a product without smartwatch functionality? Use promo code BOLD for not enough off your first order. All right, Jared, we can get through your topics next. You had a couple on the show notes.
Oh yeah, we're gonna avoid the VR one because I just don't have the heart to keep going with that. But
Do you wanna say what it was,
fuck.
just to give the viewers a little taste? The hypothetical
It
viewers.
was a topic that I feel strongly about.
Maybe
That's
we
a
can
joke.
give a little
No, what I
teaser
said
for
was,
the next episode.
Sure. What I said was that VR is like going to completely reconstruct the porn genre. Well, industry, not genre. It's like there's fucking porn games and everything nowadays. And it's like I'm getting into that topic. I don't want to get into that topic.
It's okay, don't fight it.
I am gonna fight it. We're going to the shit. I clicked on your TikTok instead of the show notes.
Oh no, don't accidentally subscribe or anything.
Don't accidentally
I
like
don't
all
have
of his
a
videos.
TikTok.
You have to get one just to support Alex. That's what I did.
Yeah, or else you're not a good friend.
What? How do you even support Mauer? He's got a TikTok.
Mauer has a TikTok? What does he post? Videos of
I
himself
don't
in,
know.
like, knight armor?
Probably.
You know whose
Hello,
TikTok I would
Mauer.
watch? I would watch Nick Costalis's.
Nick, what would he have for a TikTok?
I don't know.
Gotcha games?
Just story times.
Yeah, minute-long story times.
He got mad at me the other day. He hasn't talked to me since, too.
I didn't know you guys talked.
Yeah, we used to play games together, and like, I do this thing where I play games with people every once in a while, and like, I have a lot of people I like to play games with. Like, one of them's my friend Robert, not the one you know, he's a different Robert. And Robert doesn't like playing games with other people. He likes just like playing one game and shit like that.
Right.
So I'm playing games with Robert and stuff, and then all of a sudden, fucking Nick jumps in the call. It's like, okay, that's not too bad. And then Nick brings in everyone who is in his party, his Xbox party, and it's like, Nick, what the fuck? What the hell? So instead of saying hi or anything, I just left the party and invited Robert to a new one. And then he was like, bruh. And that was the last thing he said to me, and I haven't spoken to him since.
Seriously? Did you, like, explain the
Yeah.
situation?
No, I was gaming at that point.
Have you explained the situation since then?
No, I'm lazy, Alex. You know this.
Sounds like there's a simple, easy solution to your problem currently.
I have a lot of problems, and each one can be solved with like 5 minutes of something, and that's just too much time.
You make me sad, Jared. Anyway, you had a topic that you wanted to make a very bold claim about.
Oh yeah. Fucking video games don't cause violence, the media cause violence.
Fuck yeah.
Preach.
True that.
Like, fucking... I'm playing Lego Star Wars right now. A game that's got
You maniac.
high-octane action. High-octane action and extreme violence as you dismember people with your Lego bricks.
I mean, yeah, you do dismember people a lot in that game.
I don't feel like blowing up a mosque now because of that. However, our president says something, and there's like 5 people who are toting guns going to the nearest Jewish church.
Yeah, you know that.
I feel like...
Is that a
That's
problem
true.
more with the president than it is with the media?
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing with the media, too. It's like, they, like, make all these fucking, like, glorifications on these shooters and stuff. Like, they call what's the words they use? I'm trying to remember, but they just
Like they'll say
really,
oh, he was bullied and he had like mental health issues instead of like actually it's like the opposite of victim blaming.
Yeah. They're just like, oh, this guy, this guy who killed 37 children, he was the real victim here.
Yeah, and they like compare numbers. It's like, wow, this is the biggest shooting since Columbine. They compare stats like it's ESPN.
Why are you comparing numbers?
And then
they like also use all these names like names that a fucking edgy 16-year-old would want to have on Xbox Live. It's like, don't start giving them these titles. Kids love that.
Yeah, they like put out these people's names and they like immortalize them, and then it's so bad. Like other edgy, dark, bullied kids see that and they're like, well, I could top that. That's a good idea.
Yeah. And then there's like kids who like they're like, they're already a bit off in the head. And they just don't know what to do with their feelings and shit. And all of a sudden, hey, look, here's the thing we want to talk about. And then it's like, oh, I have an idea. Now I know what we're going to do today. This is a whole bunch of shit. It's like, maybe instead of blaming video games, we should, I don't know, try to fix the situation?
Yeah. It always bothers me when they blame video games for that kind of shit. Because, like...
It's just the easiest thing to scapegoat.
Yeah. But even, like, I've heard people who, like, were going to be potential school shooters, like, give interviews and stuff saying, like, yeah, the reason I wanted to shoot up a school is so that I could be famous like so-and-so.
Yeah.
So, like, it's never, I played a violent video game and I wanted to try that out in real life.
No, the story always goes, like, there's violent kids, right? And they play violent video games. And people see that and they think like, wow, this kid is playing so many violent video games. That must be why they have so many problems. It's like, no, this kid is just drawn towards this art form.
It's like, maybe the kid's playing the violent video games because he's got so much rage built up from, like, society pushing him down or some shit.
And
that's his only way to actually get his anger out.
Yeah, it could be that this is, like, a cathartic experience for him, and that's the only thing keeping him from skinning the cat.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like...
video games cause the violence.
I feel like the correlation between video games and violence... Even though, like, there's very little evidence to prove that there even is a correlation, if there was one, it should be switched. Like, violent people play video games, not video games create violent people.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's just... people are just stupid.
If only we could go back to, before Pong was invented, before, the Atari 2600, before the Odyssey, before the Coleco, back in like the 60s and the 50s, before video games were invented, back when there was no violence, everything was so peaceful, everyone got along.
And all the cartoons back then are literally just characters brutally murdering each other in every episode.
Hi there, I'm Siggy the Cigarette. Hey kids, do you like smoking? No, back then, there were no video games. There was no violence, and people weren't mean because there was no internet, and that was before racism was invented by Trump.
Like fucking people with like video games cause violence and shit, and it's like, well, okay, like it's the same media basically as fucking not media. Sorry, pardon me. Also, it's the same thing as like watching a violent movie. Like you get the same like enjoyment out of both of them. Like if I watch fucking John Wick, does that mean I'm gonna go scalp some guy with a pencil now?
No, it does not mean that because there's no way you'd be able to land that.
fuck off.
Now, if
No,
you
but
were
you know
playing
what
a
I'm
violent
saying,
video
though.
game, you would have the practice, and I think you might be able to pull it off.
Oh no, I saw the Dark Knight. I know if you slam a guy's head hard enough, you could probably get a pencil stuck in there.
The Dark Knight had to teach you that. Wow.
But I'm sorry, movies cause violence down.
You're not very good at being violent, Jared.
I'm sorry. I must not game as much. Yeah, no, I just fucking hate that argument so much. It's just people that don't want to deal with the actual issue. They're just trying to find a scapegoat that's easy.
Yeah, it feels like it happens every couple years too. Like it's like clockwork. Something bad happens, maybe it's a slow news cycle and they just pick something out and it's like, video games, could they cause violence? Jury's still out. Yeah. It's not like it was decided in the fucking 90s.
Yeah. There's still people talking about like how Dungeons and Dragons induces witchcraft and shit.
Oh yeah. Like like the school that Livy went to. Her Catholic school. Yeah. How they oh my god. Did she, I don't know if she ever told you or if I ever told you the story from when the girls at her school played Bloody Mary in the bathroom.
They did what?
So, the whole Bloody Mary thing?
Yeah.
So, some girls at Livy's school did that, and the teachers, if you want to call them that, found out about it. And
they hanged one of them.
They might as well have. No, they had a whole assembly about, why it's wrong to
You're
summon demons.
Kidding me. You're fucking joking.
I am not kidding.
Oh my god. What the fuck?
I'm serious. No, I did a video project at CTC with her this year in the before times, back when society was still running. I'll see if I have it. So this video, it was an interview project. We had to do 3-point lighting and multi-cameras and stuff like that.
Oh, fun.
I interviewed her about her experience with Catholic school, and she just told some stories from that, and she talked about that, and I'll see if I can find that video.
I do really want to see it.
And that's the podcast, because I want to make dinner and go to bed.
Fine.
Wow, that actually worked.
All right, Hailey wants to go, so I guess this is the end of the podcast. Goodbye, everyone. I'll have that video linked in the description, along with my TikTok. Please subscribe. I'm very funny.
I remember, kids. Play Fortnite. Don't blow up your school. Because if you do, I'm gonna call you a bunch of names on Twitter.
And if you have any influence on the fashion industry, please tell them to change their sizing for women's clothes.
Just tell them to cut it out.
Just stop.
Also, fucking Bethesda, just get your act together, Pete. Come on.
Also, companies, stop making the left look bad by fucking constantly talking about your fucking logos.
And also stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not gonna happen.
Exactly.
Ow. Slapped myself.
All right.
Good night, everybody.
Goodbye, hypothetical viewers.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Bold of You to Say. If you like this episode, remember to subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. If you're listening on YouTube, leave a comment with what you'd like us to cover next. You can also send me a message on Instagram or Twitter. The links to those will be in the description. New episodes of Bold of You to Say will be up every Friday. Thank you for listening.